So the other team was the Detroit Pistons, which your panic meter is probably broken with because, I mean, it's hapless.
It's one thing about it is because there's no expectations, right? There were low expectations for this team. If you had a high expectation for them, it was possibly play in tournament. Like it was along those lines with that. But I think I think what we're really seeing when we're watching the Detroit Pistons is this is why you don't hire a coach that's turned you down multiple times when you kept raising the price. When you kept offering more money and he kept saying no. You don't keep offering him more money till he says yes, because clearly he did not want this job. It was pretty well documented before they hired him that he wasn't that interested in it. It just got to the point where they offered him so much money he couldn't turn it down. Now, that's the first problem, right? And that starts with management in the front office. The other thing with management in the front office, can you stop freaking drafting centers? Constantly looking to get a new center it just feels like you have just an abundance of centers. I feel like in this next trade cycle, they're going to get 2 more. It's just kind of ridiculous at this point. And it's not like they found any like I like Duran, Isaiah Stewart's fine, but like, it's not, wow, we've really knocked it out of the park with these.
There's no Embiid.
You just sort of haven't really killed it in that regard. So like management has really kind of killed themselves there. But then also back to Monty Williams. I get you're trying to change the culture. I get you're trying to make certain things matter. You also got to play your young guys. You got to develop them because that's the only way this team's going to get out of it. And for it have been such a hard struggle for Jaden Ivey to get actual minutes and for Marcus Saucer to get actual minutes, over Killian Hayes. Like is kind of ridiculous. We all know what Killian Hayes at this point is. He ain't an NBA player, not a starter at the very least. And I think that's a lot of the stuff you start there. And this has been a categorical failure from the top down. And again, it all started in the summertime when they just kept asking Monty to coach this team, and he kept saying no. Like, listen, at a certain point, you have to just realize he's not that into you.
What's the plan?
Wow. Hey,
what's
Seth,
the plan here?
You know what they say? Every man has a price.
Yeah.
If you go high enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the plan, Seth? I will say this. I think you draft Cade Cunningham, and if Cade Cunningham is this generational talent, we maybe are having a different conversation. But Cade doesn't look like that guy to me.
Even if he is, they're still really bad. Like
they're awful.
Like them being this terrible suggests or almost proves that he's not that. But even if he was, who else is a starting? Who else looks like a starting level NBA player on this team? And Mo, I know you've already said one name, and on the twilight of his career, we probably would like to get Bojan to a place where he can provide some juice as in the last days of his useful NBA
free the Bogdanoviches.
Yeah.
Where do we want to send Bojan? Do you guys have a home for Bojan?
I have a home for him. I don't know if it's realistic in any way, shape, or form, but I'd like to see him on the Lakers.
Ooh, I was going to go to LA too, but the other one.
Yeah, no, that other team, don't mess with it. They got something good going. Seth's back at the campfire lighting now. They got a good thing going at the other place. Don't mess with it. The Lakers need to punch up their offense in the half court. I think he helps them there, and I don't think he would take down their defense that much. He'll hurt it a little bit, but not to the point where it would really be an issue. I just don't know how they get him.
I think that's just a massive upgrade on the Taurean Prince spot. I don't think it's a downgrade in defensively there at all. I think that's just a pure win if they were able to make that work somehow.
Yeah, maybe the Warriors can steal him. They could use some help if they're actually going to try to win.
But it won't matter because the Pistons are going to overvalue him and demand that they get 3 first-round picks for Bojan Bogdanovic.